I'm standing here under this cherry tree thinking about fruit. Not the kind we buy in stores, expensive, tasteless and covered in labels we barely understand, but real fruit. Of course, it's winter, so this tree has no leaves and no cherries right now. But that's exactly the point. Winter is the best time to plant. This tree behind me was planted by my parents years ago, and ever since it's given them bowl after bowl of cherries. No chemicals, no special care, barely any pruning. Watching it grow made me realize something simple. If you plant the right fruit trees, even just a few, you are setting yourself up for decades of fresh, healthy, free food. Today I want to share 5 fruit trees and plants that can do exactly that. Reliable, productive, and almost effortless. And remember, you don't need a big garden. Even one plant can make a huge difference. The first one is of course the cherry tree. Cherry trees hardly need any maintenance once they are established. They burst with fruit in early summer, and when they are mature the yields are impressive. You can eat them fresh, dry them, freeze them or turn them into jam or pies. One healthy tree can easily produce more cherries than a family can eat in a week. Then there are apple trees, absolute classics. With hundreds of varieties and incredible storage potential, apples are one of the easiest ways to secure a long-lasting harvest. Choose disease-resistant varieties and you can enjoy baskets of apples every fall with hardly any effort. Next is the fig tree, one of the most forgiving fruit trees out there. It loves dry conditions, grows fast and often produces 2 harvests per year once mature. A ripe fig from your own garden is a completely different experience from anything you can buy in a store. The fourth plant is technically not a fruit, but absolutely deserves a spot on the list. The hazelnut tree or the walnut, depending on your climate. Nuts are expensive, but nut trees require very little care and give you nutrient-dense, calorie-rich food for decades. A single mature tree can produce an entire winter's worth of healthy snacks. And finally, no long-term food is complete without raspberries or blackberries. They are incredibly generous, often fruiting in their first year. They spread quickly, require almost no maintenance, and give you huge harvests from just a few bushes. Now you might be thinking, this all sounds great, but I don't have a backyard. And I get it. I don't have a big garden either, but even with a small balcony, you can start your own mini food forest. Today, there are compact varieties specifically designed for containers. Dwarf raspberries, potted blueberries, small citrus trees you can bring indoors. Growing fruit in the city is absolutely possible. And if you want to know exactly which dwarf fruit trees produce best in pots, then go check out my next video. I will break it down and show you how to get real harvest even in a tiny space. Thanks for watching and I will see you in the next video.